Dynamic Brothers.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Super Dynamic Bros. I'm Isaiah Amaro,
I'm Max Sarabona.
and today's another episode of Surprise, That's Good, where we'll be talking about surprise hidden gems of movies that people forgot about or, haven't really paid no mind to.
Yeah, these are movies that should be considered classics that they've just fallen in people's memories over the recent years.
So we just want to shed a little light on them. So, one of you guys could either haven't seen it before, take a gander at it, or have seen it before, but it's been many years.
Always good to get to know some of the smaller movies that you may have forgotten have come by.
And today is a special movie because it's one of those where it's not really a remake, it's not a reboot.
It's sort of a reboot.
They don't really call it that. They call it it's like in this weird category what they called it.
It's more of like hey, forget about that one that happened in the 90s and watch this one.
Yeah, basically this is what it's like Punisher Warzone. Or was it really?
Well, yeah.
It falls in that category. And the movie that we're talking about today is Dredd. Not Judge Dredd, but just Dredd.
The 2012 Carl Urban starring Dredd. As much as I do, I love Judge Dredd, the Sylvester Stallone movie, maybe for all the wrong reasons.
Cheesy wrong reasons.
That's a cheesy 90s action movie that...
It's a typical cheesy action 90s movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a ripoff of Demolition Man in a way.
Yeah, because
in a
it's
afterwards, yeah.
Yeah?
There was a lot of those movies that started popping up in the 90s, those futuristic sci-fi action ones. But honestly, this movie was far superior. The 2012 Dredd.
Far superior.
And this is the definition of just a super underrated movie. Nobody saw it.
It flew under everybody's radar.
Yeah, just like it bombed when it first came out in theaters. And honestly, it was bad marketing.
Extremely. Because not a lot of people knew about it. Or they kind of...
No, it had a couple trailers. The trailers sucked. Do you remember the trailers for this movie?
Remember they tried to overhype the 3D-ness? Which was good.
No,
surprisingly, the 3D was amazing in this one.
No, when I saw this movie in theaters, I saw it, in 3D.
Saw it in 3D too.
And 3D is fantastic. They definitely play around with it throughout the movie.
Yeah, between that and slow motion.
The slow-mo scenes in this movie are beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what
absolutely
they did or
beautiful.
How no one else could do it great, but this was perfect.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, the last kind of bit of use of slow-mo in a movie in a while.
Yeah.
Because think about it now. Do we even use slow motion like that?
If they
in an action movie?
Brief seconds. It doesn't force it in your face.
Yeah, because this movie has entire scenes in slow motion, kind of like how the Matrix did it.
Yeah, which I thought it bringed in the action scenes perfectly. They use it in a way where it's it's just slow motion. No, this is part of the story.
Oh, the one there's one gunfight in the movie where they switch from slow motion to real time, back and forth.
Yeah, a brief second.
Yeah, and it is so gorgeous. The sound effects are just it's great. It was such a triumph in editing and stuff.
Absolutely.
But yeah, honestly, the marketing for this movie sucked. Nobody knew it was coming out. The trailers looked awful. And it was a perfect definition of, man, this movie was better than it should have been.
And it was a great adaptation of his comic book story.
Yeah, Judge. For those you don't know, Judge Dredd is a British comic book series. I think it came out in the late 70s. And pretty much it all takes place in the future. It's a dystopian, post-apocalyptic, where pretty much society lives in one city. It's Mega City 1.
Yeah.
And now the police force are judge, jury, and executioners. They're called judges. So pretty much they can arrest, sentence, and they can arrest people and come up with their sentences and stuff. And most of the time they sentence people to death.
Yeah. Or they send them to isolation cubes.
Yep.
Or what they call it. Well, I thought it was perfect because in the comics or so, Dredd doesn't never really... he never takes off his helmet.
No, you're never supposed to see his face.
Yeah,
Would,
you never see his face. But of course, with Sylvester Stallone, when he did his,
yeah, it's the '90s. He's a big, he's a
he's
big
a big
star.
star, pretty face boy. He had to show his face.
It's kind of like when before Iron Man came out, Tom Cruise was originally going to be cast as Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And one rule that he had was the faceplate had to be see-through, so you can see his face. Because it's Tom Cruise, he's a big star. He doesn't want to hide his face behind a mask, which of course is stupid. But
yeah, because they ended up just putting Robert Downey's face
in a little camera, so you can
Yeah.
always see his face at all times. Can you imagine we would have Tom Cruise as Tony Stark at one point?
I don't think he would have signed on to those type of contracts. I think at one point Tom Cruise would probably just.
I don't know what his contract agreement was for the Mummy though, because he pretty much tried to do the same thing.
Yeah, afterwards, but at first nobody was really signing on to these big contracts.
Oh, I think the Dark Universe really tried to prove that it was going to be a universe.
Yeah.
So I think they probably tried to sign him on for several movies.
Yeah, but
For
that's
them to
way
come back.
after the big explosion of MCU. Like at first in 2008.
No, yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously the whole thing was just a copy of the MCU.
Yeah.
So he called it the Dark Universe,
But back to Dredd.
Yeah. Instead of what could have been. So yeah, so in this one, Carl Urban never shows his face.
Which I love.
Never, yeah. He's got a great cheekbone though. Chin bone. Did I say cheekbone?
Yeah,
I meant the chin.
He has a great
He's got a
jawline.
great chin for this movie. That's all you see is just his chin. It's just
And
his
his
chin.
voice too. He's got like a raspy.
Look, after this movie came out, it was around when Dark Knight Rises thing came out.
Yeah.
So that was over. So I was like, who would be a perfect replacement for Batman? Carl Urban.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how Bruce Wayne would be, but that's not a bad
I think
idea.
his Bruce Wayne would have been fine.
Yeah,
He looks like,
he's kind of charming.
when you watch him as Bones in Star Trek, he's got
hilarious.
he's got charisma to him. He's a movie star that I think we've kind of forgotten in many ways.
Yeah, because he was good in Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah. I forgot he's the bad guy in
And
that.
the sequel and the Riddick in that one too. A little.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. He's great in that. He's great in
Thor.
this. Yeah, and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
He's
Thor.
awesome. I love his opening bit.
Yeah.
Behold
My stuff.
my stuff. So funny. And in Star Trek, I love him in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, this honestly, he should have been a bigger name, yeah. Oh, come on, Carl Urban.
I heard he's doing a TV show though.
If that even. Well, I mean, if that is he? I don't know if he is.
Suppose he's into it. He's into the idea, dude.
Well, he's been wanting to do a Dredd sequel for a while, so he might as well be a part of the TV show. I really want that to happen.
I think yeah. Everybody who loves this movie wants that to happen.
I mean, everyone has been wanting a sequel for this for the longest time. People even try to start Kickstarters on the internet.
Oh yeah, because it blew. Yeah, because a lot of people saw it after it came out.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I remember when I saw this. I think I saw this opening day. It was like opening weekend, and it was the Friday of, and I was maybe in a theater of like 12 people, probably less. Like, it's sad. This movie just came and went, and nobody talked about it for a long time until the DVDs started coming out, and everyone, it was like a big word of mouth was happening.
And it's still not enough though. I feel like it's still to this day, like there should have been a sequel with all this hype and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess they didn't want to. You know how these companies are. They don't want to spend money when they haven't had anything returned before.
Exactly.
Because really think about it, this is the Dredd series is a failed franchise. The first movie, the '90s Stallone one, was not a success. Critical bomb.
Yeah.
This movie was critically liked, but a financial bomb.
Yeah.
So there's really like.
Yeah, I mean, if I have
not much to go
I
with
wouldn't
it.
really put into it either, unless I'm really passionate about it.
Unless I'm the biggest Judge Dredd fan in the world. Which, I mean, there's probably somebody out there who knows everything about this, but.
Like Carl Urban.
Like Carl Urban. Yeah, I'd like to see him return. And you know what? I really wish that. Because the great thing about this movie is it's made on a small budget.
Uh-huh.
The movie takes place all pretty much in one setting.
Yeah.
You know? I really wish they did something like this for the RoboCop remake that we got a couple years back.
They could honestly
You
did
know,
the same movie.
just make just like a gritty, R-rated, violent, kind of like the original RoboCop. That's what I really missed.
But more violent.
More violent though, because because the remake is so tame and just bland and nothing.
Still have Michael Keaton in it.
All right, that wasn't a like the Keaton comeback. Like nobody's mentioning that during the Keaton comeback.
Yeah, but he was awesome though. He's awesome. I just want to see.
In that one, see, I didn't
awesome
think he was awesome in
one,
that movie.
Keaton. It's just he did the best he could in that script.
Which
Like
was
Samuel
nothing.
Jackson.
Oh,
Samuel Jackson did the best he could.
what
in
a
that script.
waste of cameo. Because you gotta consider that a cameo. He's in like
It
2
is.
scenes.
He probably did that one day.
Oh yeah, he just stood in front of a camera and just yelling.
Yelling motherfucker every second.
He didn't get to. It was a PG. It's PG-13.
Yeah, they bleeped him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had one bleep. One bleep. But I'm saying, like, it would have been so cool if we had a series of these 80s and 90s remakes of these sci-fi movies, kind of like Dredd. Like, imagine if Total Recall, that remake as well, was kind of like in the same tone as this one, as Dredd.
It's hard. I mean, to do the whole Mars in one building.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like the violence wise,
Oh yeah.
the action wise. No, I'm not
No,
saying.
this one was
No, I'm not
good.
saying put Mars in one building, which would be cool.
No, but yeah, like you said,
I'm
the
sure of
action
that.
wise and all that is completely off the wall in a good way compared to the original.
Yeah, because the original is like the action's okay in the original.
At
It's
best.
okay for '90s standards. You know,
Yeah, it could have been better though. It was R-rated, right?
it was R-rated, yeah,
Yeah, it could have been way better.
but a very kind of tame R.
It was like
In some
I wanted
scenes.
to be PG-13, but let's go with a soft R.
It's like I want to sell for kids, which they sold toys and stuff and
I mean, it's still Toy
video
Story
games. Yeah, I mean they sold toys for RoboCop.
and Rambo.
That is those are the most violent movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, and they did the same thing for Judge Dredd. But like, I just wish that some people took more notes from this movie when it came to like the Total Recall remake, which is boring and bland and just there. Bryan Cranston couldn't even save that.
No.
Colin Farrell couldn't even save that.
What, Recall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. RoboCop 2. They tried. But they couldn't.
It's just a tame, emotionless movie. Well, this one, I mean, the colors are so vibrant. The action is so good. Carl Urban's a badass.
The villain.
I love the villain.
Yeah, Mama was pretty good.
Yeah, for you Game of Thrones fans, it's Lena Headey? Lena Headey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cersei from Game of Thrones. So you already know that she's a badass. So you can imagine this one. She's pretty good. Like, a good action movie needs a good villain.
Yeah,
They had a great villain in this.
She went from a prostitute, cut up by her pimp.
Yeah.
She ended up taking over, killing him, I guess. Running her own drug ring.
Yeah, the slow-mo.
Slow-mo drug.
So,
She invented
yeah.
slow-mo drug.
Which was, a.k.a. a good way to use 3D.
It was the best way to use 3D and slow motion.
I'm telling you, look, I wish more people saw this movie in 3D back in the day. Forget your Avatar experience in 3D. This was a 3D movie to go to.
And for some, like I said, it worked so good with it, like, cause they vibrate the colors like to the max.
Yeah.
They moved everything in like 0.10 of a second.
Look, I'm telling you, the 3 best movies to see in 3D, okay? Number 1 is going to be Avatar.
Yeah.
I know I just shat on it right now, but I have to admit,
It was made for 3D.
it's made for 3D. Number 2 is Dredd.
Yeah.
And what number 3 is? Doctor Strange.
Really?
Doctor Strange was fantastic in 3D. I hate watching movies in 3D.
I think I did see it in 3D.
The 3D is so good in that movie.
You know what I also saw 3D?
What?
Jackass 3D.
I saw Jackass 3D in
It
3D
was so
too.
fucking great in 3D.
Oh
I
my
thought you were gonna say
God.
that. I was like, that's a great movie in 3D.
That is a great movie in 3D.
And slow motion too.
It did have the opening scene where they
Yeah,
get blown up by
they
things.
shot with the Phantom camera.
Yeah,
I think that's what they did the same thing with Dredd. They shot with those
that was
cameras.
around the
So
same time.
it
Yeah.
was like, yeah,
Oh my God, Jackass 3D.
yeah. I saw that 3D. It
I
was
miss those
made
movies.
perfect for 3D.
I miss those movies. Jackass number 2 is one of the best movies ever made. Hands down masterpiece.
Yeah, it was more hardcore than the first one.
I just can't remember the first one.
First one was pretty good. It was pretty tamed for jackassness.
Yeah.
2 went like all out.
No, 2 went bananas. Like my favorite one in 2, I think it's from 2, is where they stick Bam in the pit full of snakes, and he's so deathly afraid of snakes. Like, which I mean, I would be too if I was in that situation. But it was so funny. But back to Dredd. We go back to Dredd.
60 minutes in, we talked about Dredd.
We're talking about Dredd.
We're so unprofessional.
Oh my God. All right, so
What's the movie about?
So in this one, obviously I explained, it's a post-apocalyptic world. Judge Dredd, he's a judge or an executioner. So he is assigned to train a rookie, Judge Anderson, and they get a homicide call to this big building called Peachtree.
Which is a whole community, or you could say like a basically
Yeah,
like
what
a town.
what do they call them? It's mega blocks, right?
It's a mega blocks that holds like maybe 15,000 people.
Yeah, so think like a giant apartment building.
Super, yeah, like 200 floors.
Yeah. So they there's a homicide that happens. Mama, who's the bad guy, kills three goons, and they go in to investigate, and then they get trapped inside the building with a bunch of criminals and stuff, and they gotta fight their way up every level to get to the main bad guy,
So
and
they can escape, yeah.
yeah, and stop the drug drug trade from happening.
Yeah.
So pretty much, it's the Raid.
It's not a copy of the Raid, you could say, because this movie was made before the Raid, but the Raid came out before it.
A lot of crap that this movie got before it came out was the comparisons to the Raid. So yeah, this movie was written and produced way before the Raid was made. But unfortunately, this movie
Took longer to make.
took longer to film because of the 3D effects and all that. So this came out I think 5 months after the Raid. Yeah. So I think the Raid came out in May of 2012. So it was just unfortunate timing that both these movies kind of came out around the same time. It's a little bit of like
And I think that was the reason too. Like people compared it to that. Plus they thought it was a sequel to Judge Dredd, so they didn't really see the first one. They didn't want to go see the second.
Yeah, but then they're like, wait, where's Sylvester Stallone?
Exactly.
And all that. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, a lot of comparisons to the Raid. But if I gotta be honest, as much as I do love the Raid, I do enjoy this one more.
I enjoy this one a little more than the Raid.
Yeah. So on this show, we do a couple segments to kind of really break down some of our favorite things about this movie. So first up, we're going to be talking about our favorite moment from Dredd. Isaiah, what is your favorite moment from Dredd?
My favorite moment for Dredd, I will have to say, would be the scene that you kind of said in the beginning, where they come in, bust through the door, and then all of a sudden, like, everything was slow-mo.
Oh, the slow-mo shootout.
Slow-mo shootout. So they're shooting everything, you see it, and then, like you said, a split second, you'll see, like, live action, like, how it's really going down.
Yeah, it's in real time, yeah.
And then right back to slow motion.
Yeah, because they're pretty much giving you the what's the word I'm looking for?
The effect, they're basically showing you the point of view of...
Yeah. The perspective of the drug users.
Yeah, because the guys just inhaled the drug, so they're seeing everything, like I said, really slow motion. I forgot how much per second they see.
Every like, it's like 0 point some percent of their body, of their mind is functioning. So everything is just like in a slow motion sort of trance. And yeah, I love it because every like bullet that is shot, you just see every second of like of the guys getting hit and just like the
Oh yeah, like
skin
there was a
peeling
fat guy,
back.
so you see like when he busts through the door, you see his stomach like ripple effect, like
Yeah,
coming apart.
it is. It's pretty gory and gruesome, but
It's well done.
it's a great scene. It's a great scene. Mine is gonna be so my favorite scene is when Dredd has so he has this guy, he puts like this like decoy's body in like this
Oh, full movie.
in a telebooth thing, so a bunch of like I think like 10 criminals like start crowding around it because they think Dredd's in there, but he's not. He's all the way across the hallway. No, not the hallway.
The other side of the apart, let's say building.
Yeah, of like a balcony, and he just goes up with his gun and is like incinerary, shoots like this flare like gun and just like it's like burning all the guys.
I'm sorry. How did you feel about the guy with with the straight hair?
Every time I watch the movie, I notice him.
I was like, what the hell's wrong with his hair? Like he has.
It's like a guy with a
straight hair.
It's a wig. Like it's a dude wearing a wig.
Like it looks like a wig, but it looks like he's serious, and that's really his hair. Like what part of the costume was like, wear this wig?
You know what? You know what we need for this? A weave. Here you go.
Yeah, please wear.
That's what he's wearing.
But like it.
I notice it every time.
Yeah, every time I watch, it's like, why are you wearing this, and who approved this?
Oh, it's so funny though.
Like, cause he flips his hair back too, like.
Like no, he does like a quick turn of his head, and it's just a perfect like Fabio like turn. Yeah,
like he just had Garnier in his head.
Yeah,
like
it looks like
perfect.
it's a shampoo commercial happening. Oh, and just after he burns him, he just walks away. He's such a badass.
And then the villain Mama could see it through the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, it's just pretty much showing like, yo, bring anyone on. This gun can do anything.
After she was done with the Gatling gun.
That was gonna be one of my choices.
I was thinking about that scene too, because he just comes up, throws the guy off the building, and looks at her, and walks right away. I was like, oh, that's not most badass.
I'm telling you, that's why I want to call Urban as Batman.
He would be a great Batman.
He'd be a great fucking Batman.
Like gritty, more grittier than like.
You know what's funny? He's doing interviews and stuff, because I think he has something coming out.
Jesus, does he?
I think he does. He has something coming out, so he's been on talk shows and stuff, and like doing interviews. And someone asked him a question whether if he wanted to play Batman, and he said he'd be open to it.
I'd rather have him than what they're thinking of Jake Gyllenhaal.
I still like Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I see him more as.
I'd rather have Carl Urban though. Yeah.
I see him more as the Joker.
After Nightcrawler.
After Nightcrawler, sure. Yeah, like more than Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
See, I like the Joaquin Phoenix for whatever movie they're going for.
I like the idea of him, but I'd rather have.
I like the Jake Gyllenhaal for like the Batman universe type of, take Jared Leto out and have him as Joker.
That would be a cool idea.
Just not doing the not that.
Yeah,
that can go. That can go with Jared.
That's another video right there we have to talk about.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. All right, Isaiah. So going on to our next segment is our favorite character of the movie.
Favorite character.
We both decided that we're not picking Dredd.
We can't really pick the main character.
It's too easy.
Way too easy. Even though that would have been a great answer right there. So I picked the villain Mama.
Damn.
That was yours?
That was mine too.
I figured you would have went for Anderson, so I was like, all right, so he probably went for Anderson. I'm gonna go for Mama.
I liked Anderson. I really like it. I really like Anderson.
I like her backstory and all that.
Yeah. And the fact that she's a telepath and stuff, I thought that was pretty effective. But
I went with Mama because she went from nothing. She went from a prostitute to a
drug kingpin.
Who took out every single gang in that building, and she ran it as her own.
She's just ruthless.
She is.
Like, I love a villain that is just ruthless. Like, there's no negotiating with her. Like, there's no pleading with her, no begging, nothing.
Like, the three guys in the beginning, like, they fucked her over, and she was basically like, all right, skin him alive, throw him over the building.
Just ruthless. Like
whoa.
Because you need someone ruthless like that, just to to really like the stakes are high in this movie
Like,
just
know,
for that
like,
reason.
typical villain, like, oh, let me tell you my plan before I kill you type deal. Like, like
Yeah.
let me waste time so you could try to find an escape path. No, she found every single loophole you could think of. Like, hey, like, oh, why don't you just kill him like with a big gun and stuff? Boom, she tried doing that. Oh, why you try blowing up? Boom, she tried doing that. Why
Yeah.
don't you try to follow him with the cameras? Boom.
There's a reason why, like, the judges won't go to Peachtree.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to deal with her. Like, she's so intimidating that even the law...
Like, she has cops.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, like, judges that come in at one point that work for her to go kill Dredd. Which I thought, man, when I saw that, I'm like, yo, this is a good twist. There we go. This is upping the stakes.
They asked her because after they tried killing him, it didn't work. It's like, oh, so what are you going to do? Call 911.
Call 911.
Bam! She has her own police force coming in. I thought that was good.
And then they're like, do you know who this is? No. Well, we do. 10 mil.
Didn't they ask for $1 million? Yeah, they had way over $1 million.
Yeah.
But
because they know for a fact who they're dealing with.
Yeah, they know it's Dredd, so they're not gonna. He's one of the top dog judges.
Yeah. All right, so our next segment is our favorite line. Isaiah, what is your favorite line?
All right, so my favorite line comes from your favorite scene, where he's in the phone book, he's over the intercom. She lets him speak, just so she could try to track him, to know exactly what floor he's on.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically just telling everybody in Peachtree, say, in case you people have forgotten, this block operates under the same rules as the rest of the city. Mama's not the law. I am the law.
I'm the law.
I'm the law. But he says it's so cool. I don't know why, but he says it a little cooler than Sylvester Stallone did.
Oh, he says it 10 times cooler than Stallone.
Because Stallone is basically in the movie, in the original, he's like, I am the law.
No, he's like, I'm the law.
I am the law. Like, he wants everybody to know he's the law. Like, but Carl
even the bad guy makes fun of him at one point.
Like, law. So, but Carl Evans said it's so cool.
He doesn't need to say it one time. That is the one time he says it.
It is the only time he said it.
Because Stallone fucking says it like 20 times in that movie. And like, it's tiring at one point.
It should have been Judge Dredd, the law.
The law.
But I felt like he just took like a sip of whiskey and he was like,
I'm the law.
I am the law.
But no. The law. The law. Alright, so my favorite line comes from actually before your scene. So they're both standing there about to like break in and he sees that she's just not wearing the helmet. So it's like, rookie, why are you not wearing a helmet? She's like, oh, it interferes with my telepathic ability. And he's like, yeah, so is a bullet.
This is true.
This is true. Like, all right, you're about to go in there not protected, but I find that line funny.
I kind of like the chemistry together because it's like, all right. He's like, he basically tells like, are you ready? Yeah. You don't look ready.
You don't look ready. And it comes around and was like, you ready? It's like, yeah.
Oh, you
look ready. It's a good character moment for them.
But I love too, like it didn't, like the original, like there was no love affair, like no love interest.
Diane Lane.
Yeah, it's basically like bam, bam, like
no,
Dredd is Dredd. Like he liked her, but like as a cop, but it wasn't like like passionate kiss at the end. Oh, Dredd, you saved me, kiss.
No, I mean, but you could tell they had like sexual chemistry and stuff.
Yeah. Chemistry, maybe.
Yeah.
As like a partner wise, maybe down the road, which leads to our next one. If you had to make a sequel, what would it be?
All right. So I did some research. Well, not really research. I may have looked at Wikipedia at one point.
You cheated.
So in the comic books, there are what are called the Dark Judges. That are like pretty much the opposite of what the judges are in like Judge Dredd. They're pretty much like they're serial killers. Like there's a Judge Death, a Judge Fear, and like yada yada yada. So my sequel idea is these judges are killing judges around the city. And it's up to Judge Dredd. And Anderson is back in this one. She's back as a judge. Cause I like them two together. They have chemistry and stuff. To go hunt down these judges and take them out.
It's interesting.
It's kind of like Dirty Harry, where they're facing down a serial killer and stuff.
I like it. Mine is gonna be a musical.
Ooh.
No, fuck with you. I ain't gonna go that
Hang
far.
on. Hang on. Hang on.
It's a tap
La
dancing
La
music.
La La Dread. I like it already.
I was going with Singing in the Rain, Singing in the Dread.
Singing in the Dread.
Singing in the Dread.
Les Misler Dread.
There's gonna be live action singing.
I like
Tap
it.
dancing, yeah.
Ooh, tap dancing too.
But if I had to make a blockbuster type movie, a realistic movie, you know how they were talking about there's mutants?
What was that?
You know how they were talking about there was mutants in there? Like, okay, like Anderson is a mutant.
Yeah, she's a telepath. Yeah, there's mutants, yeah.
So let's say there's a more advanced type mutant with higher powers than what Anderson has. Not necessarily telepathically, but let's say something even more grand.
Like, he can control metal.
Give or take. Or he can control, like, gravity force, whatever the hell.
He's got adamantium claws.
Basically, like a high-end X-Men mutant.
Okay.
So, Dredd has to take it out. So as simple as that. Make it short and simple, gritty, like the first one. But he's going after someone more powerful than a drug pen.
Okay, alright. It makes sense in this world that they're in, because there are mutants and stuff.
But remember, it's a massive mega city block thing. And they would just focus on one building. I'm not even talking about going on the outside of the wall, because that could be like the third one.
No, yeah, because with mine, I'm like, yeah, let's take it outside of one city block and let's go around the city. You know?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Let's explore this world a little bit more.
I'm pretty sure, like, because he is a cop, he has to stick to his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if we gave these movies a bigger budget than this one that we're on, yeah, for sure. I like that mutant idea.
Yeah.
It's within the world. I like it.
I feel like yours could be the third one, mine could be the second one. We're building up, and
yeah.
boom.
I want to call mine Dark Dread Rises.
Oh, nice. I was thinking, I still like Singing in the Dread. I feel like
I enjoy that musical.
Singing in the Dread.
Singing in the Dread.
You can wake up, good morning.
Good morning, Judge Dredd.
Oh, man, that would be a great musical.
Oh, my God. All right, guys, we got to go. We got to write a musical right now.
All right, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to a very long, very jumping back and forth of what it's supposed to be. This. Yeah, we're sitting on a couch right now, just
going to be thinking about more action sequels that I can do for Dredd. Oh, maybe we should make the Raid 2 both Dredd. Like whatever the Raid 2 story was, but Dredd.
I feel like you just take the stories and just put Dredd in it. But I feel like, too, you could put any character from the 90s and just put in Dredd as a replacement.
RoboCop. Why is this not my idea?
RoboCop Dredd.
RoboCop versus Dredd. Like Terminator versus RoboCop. But RoboCop versus Dredd versus Terminator.
Versus John Spartan.
We got to go.
Damn it!
We got to write a movie.
Can you imagine in the 90s they all did that and it was all played by different Sylvester Stallones?
It's just multiples. It's like
think of like Spy Kids 3, but it's just all Sylvester Stallones.
It's like, oh my God, what was the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie? Double Impact.
Double Impact. It was like Double Impact.
Or The One, or The Sixth Day with Arnold.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that right now?
Like if I was a marketing guy, I would have done that. Like, just get all Sylvester Stallone's, like, 90s characters and put them all into one movie.
I just realized there's a bunch of action movies based on clones fighting each other or twins fighting each other.
Yeah, we could have easily done that.
Huh. Well, guys, thank you guys for tuning with us on Surprise, That's Good. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, Super Dynamic Bros. Follow us on Instagram, @Super Dynamic Bros. And I'm telling you guys, the Twitter is coming. The Twitter is coming.
Eventually.
When I want it to.
But for now, you can like and subscribe. Let us know.
And comment below. Did you guys like this movie? What other movies do you guys want us to do on this show? We're open to suggestions, everybody. And take care.